Let's cover one example. In this example, I ask you to find the following sum. This guy says, hey, evaluate 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus the rest of the terms plus 500. So we're going to stop here. What is this sum? Well, what you can do if you are familiar with programming, you can just write a code and enter these, then you're done. But since it's a discrete math class, let us apply the formula that we just learned. We know that. Just learn this guy. We know that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus the sum of the very first n natural numbers from this nice formula, n times n plus 1 divided by 2. Well, take a look at this. The very first number starts at 2, and then it jumps to 4, it jumps to 6. It doesn't exactly follow 1, 2, 3, and the rest of the sums. So what are you going to do? We're going to, for example, one of the methods is just factor out 2. If you factor out 2, these are just even numbers, all right? Factor out 2, you're left with 1, then you're left with 2, then you're left with 3 plus 250. You already know this sum. This guy is equal to, copy down 2, and then here you go, and you have 250 times 250 plus 1 divided by 2. And as you can see, you can just easily cancel out 2 and 2. And if you use a calculator and multiply 250 and 251, it's going to be equal to 62,750. This is our answer. Or you might say, hey, I'm going to multiply left-hand side by 2, and on the right-hand side, I end up with n times n plus 1, which is going to be exactly the same as the outcome for this multiplication. Before moving on to next example, let us write this definition. Just a quick note for you. If a sum with a variable number of terms is shown to be equal to a formula. You saw this many times. That doesn't contain a summation. Remember the summation symbol, you learned about it in sequences and series. We say that it's written in closed form. For example, the formula that you learned, 1 plus 2 plus n is equal to n times n plus 1 divided by 2. As you can see, it doesn't say any summation notation. It's just a closed formula that you have. Okay. Closed form. In the following examples, since we're using this terminology, I'm just going to give you a quick review. In this example, for any integer, like n larger than, let's write down a new variable h larger than equals to 2, write the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus the last term is h minus 1 in closed form. Okay. It means that I'm not interested in writing this using the series method, the summation method. I want to come up with a formula similar to this. We already know that one plus 2 plus 3, I already know this nice formula, plus n can be written as n times n plus 1 divided by 2. So our n in this case is going to be h minus 1. Just do the substitution, all right? Simple substitution, just pure algebra. You're going to get 1 plus 2 plus 3. Let's simplify as much as you can. H minus 1. Now, wherever you see n, you're going to use h minus 1. So we have h minus 1, parentheses, h minus 1 plus 1 divided by 2. So the sum of 1, 2, 3, h minus 1 can be written as h minus 1 times h divided by 2. So what you did, you just took the sum of n minus 1 numbers, the very first n minus 1 numbers. So that makes sense. We just do the substitution. If we have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus h minus 3 or n minus 3, what are you going to do? You're going to just do the substitution and come up with a new formula. So this is an example of a closed form.